13th Documentary Summary Essay. Essay on 13th Documentary Summary for Students and Children in English. The documentary 13th, written and directed by Ava DuVernay, is a modern take on the slavery system of the United States of America. The film featured numerous famous activists and politicians from both the leading parties of the United States, eminent academicians, and other public figures. Some esteemed personalities who were featured in this documentary were news commentator Van Jones, social justice activist and American lawyer Brand Stevenson, eminent political activist and academician Angela Davis, and Newton Leroy, Newt Gingrich, the renowned political leader. The film starts with the famous speech of Barack Obama. Where he mentions about the United States has only 5% of the world's population, but as much as 25% of the prisoners of the world. America had been the hub of slavery in history, with the 13th Amendment, which came during the Reconstruction period. The expectations of the former slaves to be finally free rose high. Through this documentary, the filmmaker explores a particular loophole in this amendment. This amendment keeps the provision of legal slavery. That is, slavery is legal as a form of criminal punishment. This documentary explored the ways in this system of slavery contributed to the racism that exists in America today. The southern states of America highly criminalized petty offenses, using this as an excuse to arrest free men and force them to work. The South is blamed for often depriving the blacks of all forms of political participation. The documentary also pointed out the malice spread by the birth of a nation, where the Ku Klux Klan was portrayed burning crosses. She portrays the birth of a nation as something parallel to the present political system. This particular film showed the segregated bathrooms for people of a different color, and black people were seen as nothing less than a criminal. This scenario is somewhat still present today, according to the documentary. Ava DuVernay shows us various instances that contributed to the Black Lives Matter movement. She draws the example of Emmett Till, a teenager of mere 14 years, who was brutally lynched in a broad daylight. He had committed two crimes. One, he was an African American, and two, he was flirting with a white woman. She also portrays the recent incident of the shooting of Trayvon Martin. Coincidentally, Martin was also an African American. Ava DuVernay criticizes both the political parties of the United States. She is critical of Hillary Clinton's choice of words for describing the younger generation of African Americans. Clinton used the terms super predators, which DuVernay critiqued as derogatory. DuVernay also scrutinized the methods of Donald Trump, as he advocated the death penalty for the innocents of the 1989 Central Park Five. DuVernay puts forward several questions in the documentary that should be asked of our conscience. She puts forward the question of the African Americans were free in the true sense. She reveals the societal dangers of racism and how America still practices it. Racism is eradicated, but it has its seeds in the subconscious of every American. In the end, A beautiful picture of African American enjoying recreational activities is shown, which gives hope for a better future.